Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Chioma. I'm a Nigerian girl who loves travel and adventure and have recently just moved from Nigeria to Canada. I'm living in Vancouver. Every Friday I'm going to be sharing stories of all the places that I've been to and different lessons that I've learned. But because of COVID and because we're stuck in one place, for the next few weeks I'm going to be showing stories. We're going to be sharing stories about my stay in Canada so far. These videos are actually becoming one of the most popular videos on my channel, so I've actually decided to create a podcast for coming to Canada, where I'll be sharing with you guys, going into details on some of the things that I'll be sharing and some of the things that I did. Not only will I be going into details, I'll also be inviting guests, from psychologists to HR people, all who have migrated to Canada and have settled in well. Okay, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be very, very informative. So do go subscribe to that channel. I'm going to leave a link in the description. It's called The Canada Settler, and the podcast launches at the end of October or the beginning of November. I'm still gathering episodes. In today's video, guys, I'm going to tell you how I got 2 jobs in 1 month. So a couple of videos ago, I shared with you guys my first 4 months in Vancouver, and you guys really wanted to know more about the job part of it. So I'm going to today share with you guys, go into the story of how I got 2 jobs in 1 month. First of all, I'm going to say I was blessed. Get that out of the way. Before I actually go into the story, I'm going to share with you guys some of the things that I put in place, some of the mechanics that I put in place before I actually got the job, okay? Because that will kind of give you guys a backstory. The first thing I did was I redid my Nigerian CV into a Canadian resume. So here, CV is called resume. It's the same thing, but it's just how it's referred to. And I kind of had to redo mine to reflect the Canadian standard. In my podcast, The Canada Settler, I've actually recorded a couple of episodes, and one of the episodes, I sit down with an HR recruiter and we talk about how to change your CV to look like a Canadian resume. So this recruiter is also Nigerian. But he's now a recruiter here. He has gotten like 2 jobs. His wife has gotten like a job with the federal government. So, I guess who better to tell you how to structure your CV than an actual recruiter, right? So hit the link in the description and follow my page, The Canada Settler, and it's going to be fun. So yes, so what I did was I changed my resume to a CV, my CV to resume. Another thing I did was I also created multiple resumes. So when I came to Canada, I felt that I was at a disadvantage for my job, my type of job. First of all, okay, let me tell you guys what I do. I work in, I'm tech, but I don't code or anything. I work specifically with HR systems. And for the past 5 years, I've been consulting and implementing one particular HR system, which is SAP HR. SAP is a software company. So I felt that when I came here, first of all, I had no Canada experience, and that is already a huge disadvantage. Second of all, my job is so niche. It's tech, but then it's HR tech, and it's SAP, and that's what I've been doing for myself. I've just had SAP experience for 5 years. I haven't had experience with any other HR software, so I just felt like I was just really in a box, and I just didn't want to have that hanging over my shoulder, right? So I kind of was open to getting jobs like in the admin, as an admin, or as a customer service. It was mostly admin or customer service, or what they call it, customer relationship person. I was open to that because I really didn't have job experience here, right? And I know that if I come here and start saying, oh, I want to go and work in SAP, I know that it's so competitive to get into such a huge organization here. And I wasn't even seeing roles in SAP. So I just, you know, I was open to getting admin roles and to getting like customer service roles. My job as a consultant, you know, I had so many different experiences, so many different skills. I had amassed so many different skills. So I kind of created a resume that reflected my skill with talking to the client and taking the client's requirements to the tech people, because that's really one of the things that I did. Was apart from configuring the system, was you have meetings with clients, they tell you their requirements, they tell you their problems, and then you take it to the tech, and you're kind of like the middle person. So I had like a resume that reflected that. I also had a resume that reflected like admin, with, you know, being organized and creating documents and organized and this and that, and using Excel and things like that. I also had a resume for that as well. And then I had a resume for my job, which is like SAP HR Information Systems Manager. So once I had that resume in place, I signed up to Indeed. I signed up to Indeed with my main resume, with my main job, because I was still like wanting to get work in SAP or in the HRIS space. So I signed up to Indeed with my main resume. What I would just do is like when I'm eating or when I'm just relaxing, when I'm watching TV, I would also kind of be looking through Indeed and some of their suggestions and seeing which one I could actually apply for. I also belonged to multiple Facebook groups, so I would urge you to enter as many groups as possible, which I think you already know if you're moving here to a place you don't know. Join many groups. So I was in multiple groups, but I think Facebook was the main place that I kind of was able, because in Facebook I was able to enter as many groups as possible. So with WhatsApp, you're kind of just limited to if the admin knows you, then they add you. But with Facebook, you can really just Google, you know, coming to Canada, Brits in Canada, newcomers to Canada, new Aussies like Australians to Canada, new Britons to Canada, new Mexicans to Canada. Like I joined a lot. I joined all of them, you know. And people would be posting like random job offers there, and I would be kind of checking it out to see which one suits me. So I was also doing that. Another really good thing that I did was to join the YWCA Tech Connect program. So YWCA Tech Connect program is a really great program that helps newcomers to Canada to settle in. And when I say newcomers, I mean like if you've been here between 1 to 5 years, you're still considered a newcomer. So they help you to kind of get a job. So what they do is they prep your CV. They help you to redo your CV, your resume. They help you to prep for interviews. They teach you everything that you need to know. In fact, they even had someone come in, you know, to check out personalities, so that you know going in what kind of personality you have. It was such a great program. There was so many benefits from it. They actually paid for my transport to actually attend, and it was free. Like signing up was free. So they paid my transport to come. They paid for me to go to job fairs, the paid job fairs. So not the free ones. They actually paid for me to go for the ones that were paid, that had a lot more high profile companies coming to them. They made it possible for me to actually meet with Canada's Minister for Digital Matters. They got me into a program where I was able to pitch for Microsoft. All these things was really adding to my profile in Canada, right? They helped me a lot. They helped me in fact, there was one time, because I wasn't using LinkedIn at all. there was a class where they said you guys, everybody should redo your LinkedIn resume, and I'm still gaining the benefits of that now. So it was a really good program that I would say if you're coming to Canada, like, look for programs in your area of expertise, or just in general programs that you can join. So I joined that program, while I was still searching for work, and they were also kind of sharing some job opportunities in the tech space as well. But again, because like I said, my job is so niche, is HR tech, and HR tech I don't think is really, really popular. So most of the jobs I was getting from YWCA were not really HR tech, but I was able to gain a lot more from, like I said, I gained a whole lot more. In fact, I even got clothes. They gave me clothes when I got an interview. When I finally got an interview, they linked me with Style for Success, and I was giving clothes to wear to the interview, which came in really handy. And when I actually got a job, they actually gave me clothes that I could wear for at least a week to the work. So it was a really good program. If you can join such programs, please do. I also attended a lot of networking. So we're still talking about the things that I put in place. I also attended a lot of free networking events. I went to I attended a lot of free networking events through an app called Meetup and an app called Eventbrite. So those are the two places that I would see events and attend. If there was anyone that was paid for, because I was in the YWCA program by then, I would just send it to the director, and then they would refund me my money. So I attended a lot of networking, not networking event, job search events. Some of them were networking based, some of them were just job search, just come and look around. So it was a mix of all of them. Another thing that I did was that I was telling random people. I was telling people in church. I even told the priest. I told some of the new friends that I made in church. I was telling random people. I told when I went to open my bank account, I remember when I went to open my bank account, while the guy was signing me up, I was like, yo, I'm looking for a job. I did that. One of my friends was like, I wouldn't be able to do that. But the truth is, I came to Canada pretty much with very little money, considering, the money I had wasn't so little, but considering that, it would only last me a couple of months, I really needed to get a job, and I didn't want to get like a menial job. So I was really like telling people in places that I would like to work, okay? And in church, one of the ladies from church was trying to get me, she was a teacher, she was trying to get me a job to teach maths, and I was like, sure, cool, I'm fine, I'm down. It was actually good money because it wasn't like a school, it was a lesson center. It was kind of like a lesson center for like really smart kids. And so she was trying to get me a teaching job there, and I'm like, I'm fine with that, because it was really good money, the pay was really good. And they sent me the curriculum. I was like, Chineke, this is high school math, like, how do these kids know this thing? I don't even know it. Me that studied engineering and did all this kikiki, how is this high school maths looking like so foreign to me? Like, high school maths is looking so foreign, even though these kids were like really smart kids. But I knew that if I refreshed my memory, that I would be able to do it. But I got a job, so I didn't need to do it. And I want to say thankfully, because high school children. Okay, so I told random people at church, at the bank, mostly church, and then that bank. And like I said, one of my friends was saying to me, oh, that she wouldn't be able to do that. And I'm like, dude, you gotta do what you gotta do. If I didn't get a job when I got a job, I had already kind of printed out my resume. I was planning to pound the streets. I would go to like the companies that I wanted to work in and just hand them my CV. I was planning to do that. But the job I was working in Nigeria was a job that I got almost immediately I came back from my master's, and I was working on that job for like 5 years. So I really haven't really job searched in a long time. So I don't have any problem with pounding the street, because in my mind, that's where I left that's where I left off. Like, that's how we search for jobs back in the day. Like, I don't have any problem pounding the streets, going to the companies I want to work for and saying, hey, I want to work for you. Can I see your HR? This is my resume, and if there's any opening. It might not amount to anything, but it might also amount to something. You never know. So yeah, so those are the things that I put in place, and that's part 1 of this video. Let me grab water to drink. I feel like this is a really long video. I don't know if I should cut it into 2. I should probably cut it into 2. Okay, so now let me tell you guys the in-depth story of how I got the 2 jobs.